started working with the students by trying to make them understand that politics is not just elected officials and being elected in offices. So I had some politicians coming to our school and talking to them about what they're really doing. I also had them visited some politicians in their offices in order again to see what and how they work. And I had them do an activity about choosing a figure, a political figure that they really liked or they thought he made a difference in our world.
In my free time, I'm riding a bike and I'm training competitive shooting.
In my free time, I like to dance and listen to music.
My hobbies are playing video games and riding bicycles.
In my free time, I really like to practice my hobbies, which are drawing, playing the piano, doing photography, and helps others in need.
An interesting fact about Elizabeth I is that she was the only queen of England that was never married. Besides who were in love with her, she kept saying that she was only in love and married to England.
An interesting fact about JFK is that he donated his presidential salary to charity.
With my students, I had them trying to see the problems in our community, discuss with them, discuss among themselves, and also with me and the teachers who were involved into the project about what could be changed in order to make our community a better community. A problem that they decided that they have was involving recycling, which although it is happening in some form, it's not, we believe, in the real form, and it's happening with many problems. So they decided to inform the citizens of our community and also the politicians about this problem, and trying to campaign about doing recycling, but doing it in the right way and with more things that could be recycled.
Briefly describe your mission. What was the main issue in your area?
Our mission was about conscious recycling. We had a big problem because people were not recycling correctly. We tried informing people about how to recycle consciously, and that's it.
How did you try to improve it?
We tried improving it by making an informative campaign. We tried to give out brochures to inform people about conscious recycling. We first started giving brochures in our school, and then we gave out to more citizens in our city.
How did you try to involve the authorities?
We tried to speak with local politicians.
Is there something that you would do differently if you started working on the project now?
I would do the campaigns a lot earlier and then focus on making other things on the process, like an information stand where people can come and learn different things about recycling.
Hello! We are from Lithuania. We're going to show you how to reuse textile.
is a great material. A lot can be done from it.
You can make a nice looking skirt out of an old dress just by cutting from here to here. I already did that, and this is the result of my skirt. Or you can make a pillowcase out of an old t-shirt just by putting the pillow inside the t-shirt. And sewing the sleeves, the top, and the bottom. And this is the result of my pillowcase.
Shirt on the suitcase is a great way to protect it from damage.
We are going to interview Silvia Terrazas, our Erasmus teacher. Which community involving activities did you do with your students?
Well, our students in this project, which is social media effects on teenagers, have worked with different local institutions. For example, with the town hall, they carried out an interview to the person in charge, to the manager of social media. They work with the youth center. They organize a round table with different experts to talk about this topic, such as the chief policewoman, who is in charge of going to schools and teach students about the dangers of social media. Besides, we were interviewed by the local radio to talk about the round table, and the students contact local magazine which published an article about our Erasmus project. And last year, the students made a video, a song, and a site to raise awareness about the project.
Yeah. Which community involving activities did you do with your students?
Well, basically we tried to do everything that came to mind, and although it might seem a bit boosty, we managed to cover all the ideas that we had in mind. Of course, community-wise, we had lots of choices and lots of options, but I'd say that we paid attention to each option that came to mind. Yeah, we've tried all the opportunities to see what works best.
Unfortunately, we have the COVID situation during this period of working with the project, and as a result we had just one face-to-face meeting in England, which was the first one. And although for the students was something that they would like to do, to travel and meet people and discuss their problems with other students from the other countries, partners of the project, they weren't able to travel. That was disappointed for them for this COVID period. So there's nothing we can do about it right now, but because of the COVID situation, it was obvious, or it is obvious, that meeting face-to-face are very important in these projects.
Well, I would say that everything was more complicated, more difficult, and actions took more time.
And how did COVID affect the project?
No, but in a negative way. I mean, some of the times we wouldn't be able to know where we could meet for our next discussion point, there were uncertainties about whether we could be more than 5 or 10 people. We had to strictly stick to the rules that the local health representatives would be postulating. But yeah, I should say there were some points where we suffered a sort of a creative disorder with when we would be able to see ourselves next or do the discussions the way that we would like them. I mean, we had a certain timing, and then it would turn out that we should be together not more than for 40 minutes, which wouldn't allow for full coverage of the discussion issues. But yeah, I think COVID did lots of problems wherever it could. Yeah, but still we got it over.
I believe that it is important for young people to be involved into politics. And I'm talking about being involved into giving solutions in our community problems, not just being elected as political officers. So yes, it is important for our young people in our country to be involved into the common problems that our society faces and trying to find solutions and being involved in any possible way. Our project, I believe, helped them in order to be involved and to see how to find solutions into our society or community problems. It gave them the opportunity to work together. It gave them the opportunity to work with the community and with the local elected officials. So in order to find solutions together.
Do you think it's important for young people to be involved in politics?
Yes, of course, because you realize that things are not so easy, that because they involve different people, different interests, and so on.
You're right. Do you think it's important for young people to be involved in politics?
More than ever, yeah. I always thought that politics shouldn't be kept in the blind eye of young people, but what I'm happy about is the fact that indeed it was them who came out with this idea. It was a discovery for them to sort of ascertain to themselves, acknowledge the fact that although one might feel like apathetic to politics, one is involved in politics even at the level of attitude or rejection of attitude. So it's better to plunge into conscious attitude about these things rather than reject them or pretend they do not concern a young individual on any level.
And did the project actually help them become more interested in politics?
Yeah, it did. It not just helped them into being more conscious about it. It sort of stirred a sort of constant strive to monitor what's going on from the point at which we started discussions on. So in a way, it's it's like the current series of a very, very outgoing Hollywood film. Once you are into it, you can't get out of it. Yeah, in this way, it's viral, I would say.
Have you worked on European project before?
Personally, not. Okay, it's my first time sort of inauguration in these things, or an initiation, but no, that was my first time.
And do you think projects like this can add value to the teaching process and students' experience in school?
Yeah, it univocally does so. I think projects in that direction would bring students closer to social processes, to community issues, and ultimately to It will teach them skills into solving these problems in a way that is practically applicable, not only on a theoretical base, not like a wishful thinking, but like a solution-based practice.
Well, that was all. Thank you very much.
I think you.
Did the project actually help them become more interested in politics?
Oh yes, I think that they are getting a bit more interested in local politics, I would say. We have plans on actions in the near future, and I am not sure about its continuity, but at least I'm sure that you know better how politics works, local politics works.
Have you worked on European projects before?
No, I haven't. This is my first time.
Do you think projects like this can add value to the teaching process and students' experience in school?
Oh, yes, of course. I think that it can add a lot of value because these projects imply a new way of working, and students can know themselves better, and they can think about their future careers. And in reference to our specific project, I think that the students have learned how to be more critical because they have learned different points of view on our topic.
Did the project manage to boost your interest towards politics?
Yes, now we know that we can do it by ourselves, and this boosts our interest in politics.
Did you enjoy the experience of working on a European project?
Yes, I enjoyed the experience of working alone without a lot of help of others.
What did you enjoy the most on this project?
The results, and remember that we did almost everything.
And final, is there something that you would do differently if you started working on the project now?
Maybe I will change the rhythm and the constance of work.
It's finished, Astra.
And totally this project managed to boost my interest towards politics, and it was really fun project to do. I really enjoyed it, and the most fun part was where we talk other students from different countries.
Good. And did you enjoy the experience of working on a European project?
Yes, of course. European projects have the benefits of meeting new people from different countries and exchanging experience that way. So that's the most I enjoyed.
Good. And what did you enjoy the most of this project?
Meeting new people.
I really enjoyed cooperating with other people from other countries.